Alright, here's the 3 things that's keeping me from driving my Ramcharger. So, number 1, doesn't have a bumper. Number 2, doesn't have the rear view mirror on it. And number 3, the big one is the steering link, the center link on here is worn slap out. It's like it's 40 years old or something. So that means I gotta chase it, you know, going down the road, right? So 30 miles an hour is sketchy. So let's get into fixing these. I'm going to go over more of an in-depth on the rear view mirror. The rest of this is putting a bumper on. I'll show some tricks on the bumper and some other stuff. But that's what's keeping me from driving this, and I want to drive this. Okay, a couple little tidy up things that I want to do is I got some loose stuff in here, and you know, put the grommet holes in, and you know, tidy up stuff in here, actually bolt that seat down. But that's little tidy up stuff, and get the gauge panel on. But that's minor. That's, you know, the rear view mirror. And one reason I didn't put it on is because, well, it needs a windshield. I don't know if we can see the cracks. Get it in there. You can see a little bit in there. But I wanted to replace the windshield or get it replaced before I did that. And, well, putting a rear view mirror on, to me, that's kind of like vacuuming. It's not really something I like doing, but that's a couple things I want to do there. Of course, wash it. There is still some rust control stuff, but overall pretty good. I mean, this thing's set for a week, and I went out there. Of course, I don't have the choke set up, so I popped the hood, set the electric choke, you know, because it's so hard to run that wire to it. Another one of those things, but fired right up. Okay, these are the things we're going to need for the windshield little hoo-yah thing, the mirror tab, putting it back on, right? So, of course, we got the Permatex mirror adhesive. Now, this is the more expensive one, like the $8 one, but I think the $2 one, I've used them both, and I think they work the same. So, you can get either one of those. I just happen to have that, and of course, been around for a while, because this is, well, kind of like, you know, doing laundry or, you know, something like that. It's just not the fun stuff. Gonna need some tape. I'm gonna need a razor blade to scrape any of the old glue off, like what we see on the tab here. Of course, you'll need your old tab and some sort of cleaner, whether it be lacquer thinner or something, to get it clean first. And then, of course, we got our cleaner towel activator right here that we're going to use as a final. We just want to use this to get all the big nasty stuff off. Mine actually needed the little hex key right there, the Allen key, to get the tab off the mirror. And you can see there is a back where that set screw goes into. Make sure you know which way this goes, right? Or else you're going to be disappointed. So you see the mirror, right? And kind of how it goes on. And you see this, so it has to go on this way. So this is the part that's going to go on the windshield with the roundy end face up, right? And the tab hoo-yah thing faced out. What we're going to do is, once we get everything cleaned up and we do our little drop of glue on here, we got the tape so we can tape it in place, and we don't have to sit there and just, you know, hold your thumb on it for, you know, however many seconds or something. You just got to have the tape on the back of it, press it up there real good, hold for a few seconds, and then leave the tape on there and just come back in a few hours or whatever, and you'll be good. I like to give it 24 hours to full cure before I put the mirror on it. But that's just me right there. Oh, one more thing. You're going to need some sort of Sharpie, because what we're going to do is on the back side of the windshield, we're going to mark, which would be the outside, we're going to mark where this thing goes before we start taking glue and everything off, right? We can mark that up, and then we know where to put that. It's also important. Let's get to it. Okay, the windshield is clean, and I can see my little tab right there. I don't know if we're picking it up on camera or not, but I'm just going to kind of come in and do the whole artsy thing, come up and just kind of somewhat outline. I'm going to come out just a little further. That way I know the metal tab isn't going to cover up any of my lines, right? So we need to be right about there, and then I'm going to get to cleaning the inside. All right, I'm going to get this opened up. Going to get this opened up. There we go. So the activator towel, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to wipe down the button. I'm going to wipe down the windshield, and it says wait 1 minute before doing anything with it. Then we're going to take a little applicator and put 1 drop on there and then hold it in place. It says for 1 minute. Probably cannot read that. I can't read it like that anyways. Let's see here. 1 drop to the center of the button. Don't put it on both sides like the windshield and the button. And hold firmly in place for 1 minute. So I'll do that, and then I'll just leave the tape up there to kind of keep it held in place, just as a little extra precaution right there, because I say that because I've had dumb stuff like that happen, and I also have an arrow on this side so I don't screw it up and put it on upside down. Again, because I've done that one too. Well, the glue don't want to come out. Haha, it's one of those you gotta snip the hoo-yah thing. Alright, be right back. Well, it got on there real quick whenever I did that. Okay, now I gotta sit here for a minute while you record. Okay, it ain't falling off. Well, it's taped on there. Now to give it 30 minutes, I've got other work to do. I'm just gonna come out tomorrow and put the thing on, or this afternoon, or something like that, you know. I'm gonna give it a good fair amount of time. Now I'm gonna clean this stuff off the back side on there, and I mean, that's pretty much that. Bumper, jack stands, and I got the little rubber bumpers on there. Before I get that up on there, I want to point out something. Make sure that you have all your hardware you're going to use, and they all work, and they're function, and they're cleaned and ready to go, right? Nothing like getting a bumper halfway up there and lined up and figure out you got to get up to go walk over and get a bolt, and yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to just put the bumper right here and have it face down, and then have the mount pointed up, and then we'll just bring the mount over and put one bolt in, and that'll hang it, and just rotate it up and put a bolt in on each side. And that's the easiest way I found to do it right there, because once you get it, you know, where it hangs itself, you can get rid of the jack stands, just rotate up and put a bolt in to pin it in place, and easy. Okay, I'm fixing a mistake that I did about a year or so ago when I put my bushings in, my poly bushings in. See, the control arm bushing on the Mopar trucks of this generation have these little caps that go in on both sides. Well, I had trouble getting the bushings in, so I left the big cap off, right? So I'm going in and putting those on. Now, let me show you something. So when we look in here, it's captured with this horn right here, right? And when the bolt tightens down, it squishes it together so that when you go to put it back in, it doesn't fit with all the caps. So I had to expand that out. The tool I use is actually the removal tool for the grass that's in the shop. I just wedged that in there and expanded it out instead of using it as an install tool for the bushing. That got it wide enough so I can put that in. So I'm going in and fixing that. I got the other side done. I'm working on this side right here. This side I got in, but the little cap fell off and I didn't realize it. And I went to look for it to put it on. I couldn't find it. It's laying underneath the truck. So I need to pull it back out and put that in. Okay. This is the center link that I'm changing. So the tie rod connects there, and that goes up to the drag link. Then that goes up to the steering arm right there. Pretty simple. Got my lifetime warranty AutoZone one for 65 bucks. So once I get the control arms done, I'll do a quick sweep right here and get that installed. They come with the grease zerks. I got my grease gun sitting here and all the grease that's turned into liquid leaking out all over the floor. Fun stuff right there. So once I get that done right there, get that tidied up. So once that's tidied up, well, I'll probably go ahead and work on the fuel lines because I haven't replaced all those crummy fuel lines yet. And I'll address getting looms on the spark plug wires and cut that more to fit for the new setup that I have right there. Is a little taller. Then we're tidied up, we're looking good, and this will be a drivable vehicle. The rear view mirror did get put on. I don't think I tidied that up. And voila, the rear view mirror is on and locked into place. So that's one more thing done right there. All right, got the new one in. New stuffings is on it. Got it wiped down from all the junky junk. Everything's greased up. Looking good. So I just looked up in the service manual the torques and all that. So if you're doing this stuff, just get you a Chilton's or Haynes manual or both, because I looked in both of them to do this. Because one of them didn't have the torque on the tie rods. Whatever. That's why you have both books. But yeah, just use the service manual. It's super easy. So that tightened it up really good. So we should be looking pretty good for this test drive.